Yo, was geht up? This is Max Berger here, and in this video I want to talk about confidence in entrepreneurship. This is specifically important for people who want to start a business, but they don't feel super confident in themselves. They feel like, maybe they're not smart enough to start a business. They didn't go to business school, they don't have a business degree, or God beware, this is something I see so many times. They feel like they don't deserve that people give them money. This is something like, you have to be the best of the best, the worthiest of the worthiest people that someone else would, God beware, give you their hard-earned money. And I want to share some insights from my own personal entrepreneurship story, but also some insights that I've learned from working with clients when it comes to confidence and entrepreneurship.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a boring dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money, and just enjoying life? My name is Max Berger, and I've attained that freedom. No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you.
So, the first thing I want to say here is confidence, misconception. And this is something I worked on a personal level for a very long time. And that misconception is the following. Some people have it, some people don't. It's kind of funny because, I grew up with an older brother and, he's the firstborn and he was just confident in everything. Maybe he was just naive, but he would just set out and do things and he would never think of, am I good enough? Do I even deserve that? Etc. And I definitely grew up with a deficit in that. And I always thought, okay, so my brother has it and I don't have it. Funny enough, some 28 years later, my brother is not as successful, at least in a traditional sense, as me, even though he's always had more core confidence just given to him. And that is a big misconception that keeps many people from even growing in the sense of confidence. That is that they're like, oh, that's not me. I just don't have it, right? Throws hands in the air, leans back, and just enjoys the mediocrity of their life. That's not a good way to come from when it comes to attaining self-confidence, because the truth about confidence is the following. True inner self-confidence does not mean I'm gonna win no matter what. Okay? True self-confidence does not mean I am the god, I am cool, everything I touch turns into gold. True inner self-confidence is actually something much more humble, something much less spectacular than you might think. True inner self-confidence means something like this. Whether I win or lose, I'll be fine. Maybe I win, maybe I have good chances of winning, maybe I'll lose, but no matter what happens, I'll be fine. I'll find a way to fix it. I'll find a way to overcome the next challenge, the next obstacle. That is true inner self-confidence, which kind of ties into this having it or not having it, because people who are self-conscious, who don't think of themselves as very confident, they think that a confident person just wakes up in the morning and is like, I am the god, the world is gonna bring stuff to me, herpity-derpity. No, that's just naive. That's just overcompensating. True inner self-confidence of people that are actually successful, okay, business owners, entrepreneurs, pro athletes. Whenever you speak to them, you will always sense a certain humility, okay? Talk to any pro athlete when they just became world champion. What do they say? Do they say, I woke up 5 years ago and I knew it, I am a god? No, they always usually say something more humbling, something along the lines of, I want to thank my coaches, me and my team have been working super hard, couldn't have done it without them, it's absolutely crazy, I can't believe it myself, right? That is true inner self-confidence, is knowing that you'll be fine no matter what, okay? And I want to kind of link it back to the having confidence and attaining confidence in a second, but I want to make it clear here with my own personal story of entrepreneurship. Okay, I started as a 21, 22-year-old, dropped out of college, had no knowledge at all about coaching, no knowledge at all about brand building, no knowledge at all about running a business, managing a team. I had no prior knowledge whatsoever. I studied Latin and English at the University of Vienna, about to become a teacher in high school. That was my knowledge, okay? What did that knowledge bring me? Well, I can read and translate the tattoos that I have. That's pretty much it. Other than that, it was something that I was interested in, but nonetheless, I did not feel at all confident about any of the things that I'm doing now. And I just kind of learned by doing it. And having my first seminar was absolutely mind-blowing, and I was standing there, I remember, like on the sidelines while first people came in. I'm like, how can I even give value to them? Why would they listen to me? Because I started with dating advice back then. It was my first business. I'm not the guy who's had 10 years experience in dating advice. I'm fairly unconfident myself. I just figured out a couple results myself, and I kind of want to share that with people. That was my thought. I was not at all confident. When I first got clients, when back then, my partners came up to me and they said, "You're now gonna do programs, and they're gonna cost $2,500 per person." I'm like, "But will they pay that to me? What? Why? I should make it cheaper first, shouldn't I?" And they said, "No, you got this, man. I mean, you know what you're doing. Go ahead and do it." And was I confident that I would absolutely crush it? No, not at all. In fact, what I did was I compensated for my lack of confidence with hard work. And I'll never forget the first 2.5 years of my first world tour were tough. They were extremely, extremely tough. I was on the verge of giving up so many times. I was on the verge of burning out. I actually did burn out later on, and there was so much self-doubt and so much learning along the way, like learning by doing things. It was crazy. And you know what? I don't remember many nights where I got just proper sleep, where I just slept through for 7-8 hours. Not at all. In fact, most of the nights I would wake up, probably also because of jet lag. I would just wake up in the middle of the night out of fear. I would literally wake up. I think my heart developed arrhythmia. I was a back then 24, 23-year-old dude. I'm not supposed to have arrhythmia. And I was sweating and all these thoughts of fear of like, "Max, you're not good enough, and what are you doing, and is it even gonna work out?" But you know what I did? I did one thing. I worked. I literally just looked at myself and I said, "Max, you're not gonna be the grandmaster of ranting like some of your colleagues. You're not gonna go on these crazy 4-hour video rants. Max, you're not gonna be the guy who cares the least and has this free-flowing, outgoing, kind of loose attitude. Max, you're not gonna be the guy who gives the craziest speeches. No, you're nothing. You're none of these, Max. But you have one thing going for you. That is the willingness to work for your dream. That is the willingness to go through goddamn fire every single day. And when you wake up, Max," I told myself, "when you wake up and you're scared, then you better open your laptop and get to work. And when you're scared that your clients are not happy, then you better coach your damn ass off and make them happy. And if you fear that you're not gonna make enough money to support yourself, then you'll find a way to make more money. Then you're gonna write more articles, then you're gonna get more clients, and you're gonna give more value to your clients, and you're gonna ask for more help. You're gonna figure this out. Either that or you die." And that was the only way I had. That was the only thing I ever had going for me. The willingness to go through fire. And that in turn, as I learned later, why is this important for you? That in turn made me realize that work equals experience equals confidence. Write that down. It's not that you're born with confidence. Some people have it, some people don't. It's not that confidence means a delusion that you're gonna win no matter what. It is that, simply put, you're gonna put in the work, you're gonna attain the experience, that experience then will result in confidence. Because, trust me, the more you grow as a person or in business, you've probably noticed that yourself, the bigger your problems. Okay, last time you had no problems was back in kindergarten when your mom brought you to kindergarten, you had your little lunch break, you played a little bit, and then your mom picked you back up, right? That's, for most of us, the last time where things were easy, right? And then, we got into school, problems arose, then we wanted to be popular, we wanted to be cool, then high school, then, you want to become a better person, then you want to get a better partner, and then, you want to become fulfilled in your job life. Like, the problems are just going to become more and more, right? The problems are just going to become more and more intense. And I realize now, by just understanding to just put in the work whenever I'm afraid, regardless of whether or not I feel confident or I believe in myself, I would just attain all these experiences, just like the construction worker right now, he's making his own experience, right? I would just attain all these experiences, and then at the end of the day, these very experiences would give me confidence. So it's not that I was born with all this confidence, but that it is literally the confidence that came from overcoming all this shit being thrown at me, that I'm now sitting here, and I don't care if someone's constructing here above us, because I've had that before. I've created a whole goddamn product with construction work being next to me. That doesn't throw me off anymore. I've had some of my most valuable employees just quit from one day to the other, and I thought my whole business is just gonna break down now. I've overcome that. I've had difficult clients. I've had too many clients. I've had not enough clients, not enough sales, too many sales, not being able to deal with all that. I've had every single problem, thinking now, that could ever exist thrown at me, and I overcome that. Okay, I always overcome that. And if I get more problems that are currently unknown to me, I know now from my track record of working whenever I'm scared that I can overcome that as well. That is important for you. Don't think that confidence is something that you have, but understand that confidence comes from experience, comes from putting in the work. Now, when it comes to starting your own business, as a coach, consultant, service provider, or something else, many people say, I don't want to risk anything. Right? I don't want to risk it. There's so much risk for me involved. And interestingly enough, when you dig deeper a little bit, really try to be introspective, you'll realize that objectively speaking, the risk is relatively low. The risk is much more subjective in terms of the following. Pay attention. What are my friends going to think of me? What is my family going to think of me? What is my spouse going to think of me? That is usually the actual risk that we have. And the crazy thing about that is, it's usually literally just ego. Because we want to walk through life creating this false self-illusion that we know what we do. We are in control of our own life, right? So when we start thinking about entrepreneurship, we start thinking about risk and then say, well, I don't want to fail because I will no longer be able to attain that mask that tells everybody else around me that I'm in control, that I know what's going on. So it is really just ego-driven that we say we don't want to risk anything because we don't want our friends and family to think that we're stupid. And again, I'm saying that because I know that very well. I thought, what am I going to do when I'm failing? And all my friends are going to know that I failed and I'm the idiot and everybody's going to make fun of me. I understand that. It was my ego coming through as well. But you got to understand, number one, this is your ego. And your ego is never going to get you anywhere. For entrepreneurship, you got to be able to drop your ego very fast. And number two, you got to understand that you can literally use that fear of losing face. You can use that fear of losing the respect from your friends and family to push you to work harder. Because again, work equals experience equals confidence. Understand that. All right? And also, let's talk about failure. We always think that failure in business, failure to start as an entrepreneur means failure for you as a human being. Isn't that crazy? We always associate failing as something that literally attacks our worthiness, our self-image. We're putting our self-image on succeeding or failing, and it's this like black or white thing. But this is something that I taught a lot in my first business when it comes to rejection. When we get rejected by someone, we always feel like, oh, it means that we're not worthy of their love, of their affection. But if you really think about it, is it true? I think everybody watching this video right now has been rejected at least once. Maybe recently. Maybe over long term. Maybe just by chatting someone up. And then, person doesn't like me. It hurts on a very deeply rooted level. Because we always associate our self-image with that rejection. We define our self-worth by being rejected, yes or no. We just define our self-worth by succeeding or failing. But that is not correct. Failure in business means nothing. Failure in business means you figured out a way how not to do things. You'll learn from it. Even more ideally, you get someone who's already failed for you, a mentor. They've failed, so you have to fail less. But at the end of the day, these things do not have any effect on your self-worth. What's the worst thing that can happen when you do take that step into the unknown? You get some help from a mentor and you try to figure things out. Maybe you'll fail once or twice. Maybe you make a couple smaller mistakes, right? Mentor helps you to adjust them, learn quicker from them, get back on track, and you do things. Everybody who's ever succeeded in anything has made mistakes, has felt like a failure, but you gotta get over it. Because at the end of the day, the only failure there is not doing it. That's the only real failure, is never doing it at all. Because then you have no learning experience, you live a life full of regret, and you never know what your true full potential is. That is the only failure, and that is the only failure you should be afraid of. When I got offered my first partnership as a dating coach, I think I was 21, 22, again at the start of my tour, and I also said, it's gonna be an unpaid internship, Max. You don't even know if you're good enough. You have to stop everything that you're doing here in Austria. I come from a 5,000 people cow town in Austria, then later on moved to Vienna. You have super high risk of being the failure, of doing all these stupid things. You have to pay for your own flights, etc. It was not at all at a convenient time for me. It was probably at the most inconvenient time in a long time back then. I had no money, I had no education, I got nothing for me. But I said, you know what, Max? If you don't do this, if you don't take advantage of that opportunity, you're gonna lie on your deathbed when you're 80, 90 years old, and you're gonna ask yourself the following two words: what if? What if you had said yes to that opportunity? What if you had taken that step into the unknown? What if you had risked it? What if? Where could you be? And I said, this what if, these two words are so damn scary that I do not want to ever ask myself those two words. And in all honesty, to be fully transparent, starting this business channel really reminded me of these two words again. Because I had everything with my first business. I still do. I have all these followers, all these people looking up to me. It's great. And I had, quote unquote, little to show for when it came to coaching how to build a business, coaching how to start from scratch, coaching how to sell even without a big brand. So I told myself, Max, it will be safer if you just keep doing what you're doing. But I told myself, I want to do something else on top of that. I want to risk it, because what if? That is why I'm here now. And by the way, thanks for watching. Appreciate that. So here's the thing. Allow yourself to feel confident, but put in the goddamn work. Okay, this is not some 2019, you're a special little snowflake. Okay, this is the real world. Allow yourself to feel confident about your future, but put in the work. Don't just say, I'm confident, I'm special, I deserve it. You don't deserve nothing. This world doesn't owe you anything. You gotta put in the work. Allow yourself to feel confident. Allow yourself to risk. Allow yourself to even fail. But put in the work. Take action. All right? Nothing in this world, there's messages coming in, nothing in this world having is ever going to come easy. And the best way to do things, the best way to attain things, to achieve things, is by doing. This video is a complete waste of your time unless you do things. It's literally a waste of your time if you don't do things, if you don't execute. All right? Good way to execute, by the way, is if you click that link down in the description below, it brings you to an application form and you can jump on a free consultation call with me or an expert from my team. We're gonna look at your strengths, we're gonna analyze your strengths, and we can see exactly if you're a good fit to be working together with us so we can help you start your own business. It's an entirely for free call. It's especially important for you if you already have an expertise, but you want to know how to monetize it properly. Give us a call, click that link in the description. If you already make money, but you want to make real money, you want to scale it up, click that description down below, or you're not 100% sure yet what you want to do. Okay, if you want to become a coach, consultant, service provider, give us a call, we'll help you get started. That being said, I'm very, very happy that I've made all these decisions that brought me to this point. I'm very happy that I've gone through all the risks, that I've failed. I'm very happy to be here now, and I want to thank you for watching. Thank you very much. Maybe talk to you very, very soon. GG.